what would good government actually look like? I mean, of course, that's one of the expressions of my campaign, is that we are acting as if we're elected already. We're not waiting to get into, so-called power to just start doing things that a congressman should be doing. I'm excited to be on the panel for Earth's Next 50 Years because I want to define an America and a world where poverty is only something that's read about in a textbook. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I want to participate in.
We have a special guest. You know him, you love him. He's the guy who gets in the face of all the warmongers when they're giving speeches. It's Jose Vega. He's a Bronx-based activist who previously worked as a staffer for Diane Sare, who ran as an independent for U.S. Senate against New York Democrat Chucky DeShoon. In the past, Jose has confronted New York area politicians about their support for the Ukraine war and to demand accountability from the Biden administration for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline. He recently ran for the U.S. House in the New York's 15th congressional district against incumbent Richie Torres, who is a AIPAC shill. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Jimmy. I'm happy to be here, happy to be on. And, for people who may or may not know, I'm not just a previous candidate, but I am still a candidate. The day after the election, we decided to just do it again. And I'm proud that I decided to do so, and I'm proud to join you here.
So good luck to that. That's what it usually takes a couple of runs to become a congressperson. And so you're not doing it as a Democrat or a Republican, which is fantastic. Really fantastic. And if there's anybody who's not able to be controlled or bought by the AIPAC lobby or the healthcare lobby or the war machine, it's Jose Vega. So, Jose, tell people you have something big coming up. Tell people about it.
I do. And just before I go to that, I just want to express my gratitude to you and to Steph, to Mishka, to everybody at in your team, and of course to Kurt as well. I had announced my campaign the first time on your show in February of 2024 when Keaton and Russ were guest hosting. And at that time, I had announced it in a dingy office that wasn't my office, and all I had was this laptop. And here I am now in my own office, my own campaign office in the Bronx, and with an amazing staff of volunteers, people who come to the office regularly, and a community that has been formed, not just here in the Bronx, but centered in the Bronx, all of New York City, and just around the country, where people feel like they can coalesce behind my campaign. And all of that is because of the momentum that started from your show and you just giving me a shot and believing that, this campaign could be something. And so the fact that we've started this independent movement, I give credit to you and Steph and everybody who is working.
I'll take the credit on behalf of me and my team. Credit taken. So tell people what's happening.
So we're having a conference that's coming up on Memorial Day weekend. This is the Schiller Institute that's hosting this conference. And there is an incredible lineup of speakers. It's not just going to be myself, but it's going to be myself. It's going to be Naledi Pandor, Helga Zeppler-Rouge.
You want to show? Well, let's show your flyer. Go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Naledi Pandor, she was the foreign minister of South Africa. She's the woman who brought the case against Israel to the International Court of Justice. On top of that, we have people like Ray McGovern, who is a former CIA analyst who just did a trip in Russia with Oliver Stone. And he was meeting people like Peskov. He was giving speeches to audiences with people like Lavrov and Putin. So Ray McGovern is going to be coming there. And then you see on the left side of the poster, we have people like Will Happer. Will Happer is a professor emeritus of physics. He's also a climate professor. He's been deeply involved as an advisor to various different governments, especially different presidential cabinets. He most recently was the advisor to Trump's campaign in 2016, where he was publicly challenging the narrative on climate change. And all of these great speakers, we're having former presidents on. Former president of Guyana, Donald Ramotar, is coming on, and all of this is happening on Memorial Day weekend. And so I know, you have a nationwide audience of people who can tune into this. It's being done both in person and live, and you can register at theschillerinstitute.com. The purpose of this conference is, look, we have a beautiful vision for humanity, and times are tough right now. Things are turbulent. Everything is seemingly going off the wagon. The wheels are coming off. What do we need to do? How do we need to orient ourselves? And so we've assembled an expert panel of people to come together to discuss exactly that, because at the end of the conference, we will all be discussing a commitment to making the world a better place by having an international cooperative vision. And I'm proud to be one of the speakers there because my campaign is an element of that. My campaign here in the Bronx is the only campaign that I know of that even cares that next year will be the 250th anniversary of the founding of this country. And I aim to show the real history of the United States, the good, the bad, and what it actually was. Because whether or not you liked what they did, you will admit that there was a revolution against the British, and it is our job to continue to push that mission and revolution forward and take back our government from these oligarchical interests that have taken it over.
So how can people, so where is this taking place at?
So this is in the New York City area. You'll get the location once you register, just so we know that you're definitely coming.
So where do they go to register if they want to attend?
People can go to the schillerinstitute.com. And if you can't come in person because you're far away from the New York City area, it'll be live streamed as well. And you're going to want to register so you can get access to the Zoom links and even be able to talk to these people that are on the panels. It's going to be 2 days, and they go from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's all day. So you'll be able to dialogue with some of the greatest intellectuals live right now, people of living history like Chaz Freeman, who was Nixon's interpreter when he went to China, or Jack Matlock, who was the last ambassador to the Soviet Union, who heard the deal where NATO wouldn't expand an inch to the east. This is just going to be a great conference, and you can register for this at the Schiller Institute website at schillerinstitute.com.
Okay, and does it cost money to attend in person?
There's a registration fee if you'd like to attend in person. It's $50. If you are a student, it's only $25. And if you require special circumstances, you can reach out to me. But ideally, you should register.
Okay, and what about if you and that goes with if you want to watch it on the Zoom too, right?
Actually, I don't think so.
So it's free to people who want to Zoom?
That's right, because we want these ideas to be as accessible as possible. But, these conferences, the best thing about them is when you can be there in person to actually talk one-on-one with people between the panels, getting to talk to these people face to face. There's nothing like it. Okay,
fantastic. And so the money that they donate to attend the conference goes towards how would you describe what it goes towards?
It goes towards the Schiller Institute being able to just repay the fee. The place where it's being held is a little pricey. On top of that, it's being taken place at a big conference center. Hosting conferences isn't cheap, so it just goes back. The Schiller Institute is a 501c4. It's a nonprofit. So you would be making a donation to a 501c4, essentially just so they can recoup the cost of actually hosting such a massive conference. The space itself can fit, I think, 700 people or so, and we're at about 500 people right now, and the registration deadline is on Sunday. So people have got to register now and tomorrow in order to actually attend in person. Otherwise, you'll be stuck watching online, which is okay too.
So what are you most excited about? What topics are you most excited about?
Well, I'll be speaking on a panel called Earth's Next 50 Years, which is, I believe, the third panel. That is going to be giving people the vision for a future. You and other content creators do an excellent job at giving a report on what's going on in the world, giving a news recap, exposing the injustices that people are doing and should not be getting away with. But what do we want the world to actually look like? What would good government actually look like? I mean, of course, that's one of the expressions of my campaign, is that we are acting as if we're elected already. We're not waiting to get into, so-called power to just start doing things that a congressman should be doing. I'm excited to be on the panel for Earth's Next 50 Years because I want to define an America and a world where poverty is only something that's read about in a textbook. That's what I'm excited about. That's what I want to participate in. And that's why I'm happy to be joining people like Will Happer, who's going to be tackling this climate change narrative. I think it's just part of a degrowth scam to stop development, to stop the advancement of infrastructure. People who say there's too many people on the planet are liars. We don't have enough people on the planet. More people is a good thing. And Will Happer will be tackling one of the biggest myths around global warming and climate change, and will be presenting a grand vision for what the country will look like, should look like 50 years from today.
So you're
poverty.
Yeah. So you're fighting against poverty because it's the richest country in the world. It's crazy that we even have poverty. Secondly, you're fighting against the war machine. You're fighting for peace. You demonstrated that. Also, you're fighting back against the climate change narrative.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I think people can get behind that.
Oh, absolutely. I think the one of the biggest things about climate change and what it's done is it's stolen the future, not just many of America's youth, but of other countries too. They make you think that you're a plague on the planet for even being born. Oh, the fact that you drink water and you eat food and you throw things out, you're a plague on the planet and you should feel ashamed of yourself. So, they say you should, do all kinds of things like use electric cars, you use less water. You try going to a South American country or a so-called underdeveloped country, and you tell them that. That's actually why they have maintained these countries in that status where they say, look, Obama famously went to, I think it was South Africa in 2014 and said, look, you can't have air conditioning because then the world will blow up. Meanwhile, he gets back on his luxurious jet that's fully air conditioned. So, he can have it. Just, people in Africa can't have it because then the whole world will blow up. I mean, it's just completely utter idiocy, and it needs to be challenged head on, and the truth needs to be told. And I don't know of any other groups that are telling the truth in this way with such a higher conception of humanity than us.
Okay, fantastic. I'm a big supporter of yours. And you're a part of this. It sounds like a good idea. If I was in New York, I would go. Everybody should check it out. SchillerInstitute.com. Everybody should get together. Everybody should support. These kind of ideas. I'm personally supporting your campaign again for running against the machine, the war machine, the poverty machine, and the healthcare machine, all that stuff. Fantastic. Anything else you want to let people know?
I would just say, first of all, thank you for letting me come on, and thank you to your audience for supporting me. For those who'd like to support the campaign directly, you can go to votevega.nyc. Our website is currently under some maintenance right now, but the donate button and the volunteer button both work. And if you'd like to come over and help us out on the weekends when you're off of work, to come out into the field, canvas with us, table with us, please do so. We will welcome you with open arms. And if you can donate, we operate on a $4,000 a week budget. It's not cheap to have an office in the Bronx with operations that are going out every single day. So the maximum you can contribute is $3,500. So if you just have that lying around, please feel free to shoot it over, or you can contribute as little as $10 a month. That sustains us as well, and you can do that at votevega.nyc. And just thank you again for having me on.
Okay, Jose Vega, you know him, you love him. He's the guy who gets in their faces. God bless you. Good job. All right. Hope good luck with your program and the Schiller Institute and your campaign. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Thank you.
Okay. Come see us live in Los Angeles, Buffalo, Toledo, Montreal, Ottawa, Glasgow, Manchester, Belfast, Dublin, London, Liverpool, Birmingham. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.